With this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to set up Colloborate as a virtual classroom for your online sessions. So let's get started. The first thing you'll want to do is to come up here and create a tool link to Colloborate. So we'll point to the little icon, come down to Tool Link. Let's just name it Virtual Classroom. Now the next thing to do is to assign it a type. In this case, it will be Blackboard Colloborate Ultra. When you want it to be available to your users, you would select the icon, but I'm not going to do that right now until I finish getting the Colloborate Virtual Classroom set up. So we'll just submit that, and you'll see it shows up on your menu. Just for convenience, you might want to drag that up to the working area of your menu. So the next step then is to simply go to the virtual classroom. So Colloborate opens, and the first thing we'll then need to do is to create a session. I'm going to call this session 1. And then there's a number of things that you'll need to set up. If you want to have a guest join you, you simply come over here and copy the guest link to the clipboard, and then you would email that link to them. And then, of course, the default is to have guest access open. So you might want to do that if you're going to have a guest speaker come in. So this can be important, but right now there's a start and end date, but I'm going to click no end because I want it to be available all the time. The default setting to enter the session is 15 minutes before the start time, but you might want to have some students enter the session early to get things set up for their particular portion. But I'll just leave it as 15 minutes for now. On the session settings, you want the default attendee to be participant, and you can always change that as the session is progressing. You want the participants to be able to share their audio and the video. So let's save this information. So the next step is to simply join the session. You'll notice you have a few things available right away. Whenever you want to speak to the group, you have to share your audio. I'll turn that off for now. So if you want to share your video, you click the camera icon, click Share Video, and then you will see on your display the video show up at the bottom of your screen. However, your participants will see the video full screen. So you would use this when you first start your session, introducing yourself and introducing the topics and such. Whatever you want to do is you introduce a session that you would do in class. And then anytime that you want to stop sharing screens for any of the applications and such that we've gone over, you would share your video then. But when I normally would keep this off unless I'm just introducing a topic or ending the session. So I'm going to stop sharing the video now. So the next thing we need to take a look at is this section right here. So it defaults to the chat window, and here's where you can type in information. You'll notice there is a test student that has joined the session, plus myself as the moderator. I'd sent that link that I'd copied to the clipboard to myself as a test student from another email, and I actually joined the session through that link. So that's why you see a test student right here. But one of the main features that you will be using is this Share Content section. So let's click that. There's a number of things that we can share. You can share a whiteboard, and you've got all kinds of drawing tools here and text tools. And if you wanted to create intro messages, you could put them right there. You could also share a file. go through and add a file this way, but I don't normally do that. What I usually do is share an application. So in this case, it would be the entire screen, but what I want to do is share an application window. So let's say I want to share a spreadsheet. I've got a spreadsheet that's already opened up. So it's important to have the application open that you want to share. So in this case, I'm going to click an activity log from ELFH 300, a blank one. Click Share. And this is what shows up on the student screen, the participant screens. So in this case, you could type in pertinent information such as Roger. You could type in the credit hours, the minimum contact hours. You can enter the dates, the descriptions. So in other words, you could demonstrate how to use a particular document. So I'm going to stop sharing this Excel spreadsheet right now. Because for your virtual classroom, what you'll normally be doing is sharing your PowerPoint. So in this case, I will again click the Share the Application screen, the application window, and this is the PowerPoint that I already have open again. I'm going to share that. And you'll notice it's going to be a little bit different because I don't have this in slideshow mode. I've just got this in edit mode. Because what I want to be able to do is to come back over here, click the chat window so that the students can, or the participants can type in questions and I can see those. So what I'll now do, I need to go back to my application screen. So I'll hold down the Command if I'm on the Mac or Alt if I'm on a PC and toggle the Tab key. And it toggles back and forth between open applications. So in this case, I'll stop on the PowerPoint and now I'll be able to continue on with my lecture. So now you can see that the lecture is there on the PowerPoint and I can see the chat window. So it looks like our test student has asked a question as a part of the conversation. So at this point, you could stop, read the question, and then answer that as you would in any type of classroom situation, and then continue on with your presentation. So the way it would be set up then is you could monitor the chat window and then respond to the students' questions as you go through your presentation. Of course, then when you finish your presentation, you simply click Stop Sharing. Now, before you start your presentation, if you wanted to record this session, you would simply click Start Recording. And then you would continue on until the session ended, and then simply click Stop Recording. So that's probably enough to get you set up to create your virtual classroom, share an application window, go through your different PowerPoint presentations or explanations of different files, and record your files. And then obviously using the chat window, and obviously you can also use the microphone for the students for their audio. So that's all for now.